Hello everybody. How are you doing? I hope the answer to that tonight is relaxed. Sounds good, doesn't it? So welcome to Tracy Creating. I am Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. My last few lives have been about experimenting and whatnot. So tonight I just wanted to go, let's do a deliberate pour. Let's get into that. And so we're going to pour over this glass, which I've got to clean first, onto this box board. So we're using this box board again. All right, everything is set up there so I can see who comes in to say hello and what's happening in the chat box. So either way, what I've done, because I've been crazy busy, I've just got the paint. This is phthalo blue, titanium white, silver, and turquoise. So I'm not going to need a lot, so there's not much in there. Still rocking, sorry about that. Pouring medium flying across the table. All right, and then my face. I am so glad I have glasses on right now. Can you see that? Okay, awesome. That is why when you are doing projects, artworks, creations, whatever, you should always consider your safety and your PPE. There we go. Hello, Celine. How you doing? Hello, Jellybean. Good to see you. All right. So we're just going to eyeball with the same amount of paint to put in my pouring medium, which is 10% of a pouring medium mixture. The one I've used in here is from Atelier. But I feel like previously I've used, what's that called? Liquitex pouring medium. And I've also used, actually I think that's it. Just these two. So that's just eyeballing approximately equal parts of paint to the pouring medium mixture. All right. So just stir it in. Hey, Carrie. How you doing? So don't forget to check out KL Artistic whenever you get the chance. So that there looks a little thick. It more like blobs off the stick rather than flows. So I have a little bottle of water and just add a squirt, stir that in, and I think that's going to be perfect. So I like to push my paints and mix it up against the wall of the cup. So I'm actually going backwards and pushing it, also rotating it with my hand that's holding it. has a better flow. So put that silver aside, mix in the blue. Let's see what else is happening. Thanks, you're very welcome and doing well. Awesome. Glad to hear it. This is such a beautiful blue. This is phthalo blue. So it looks like it's almost blended in. Rotating. Oh, sorry. I cut myself off there. I was talking about the pouring medium, which was a pouring medium mixture, store-bought. So mine is Atelier pouring medium, and it's 10% of that. And then I add the Australian Flood Floetrol. Don't know if you can see in there because it's a little bit dark. That's only going to have a little squirt of water. The Australian Flood Floetrol I add to that for 90%. So if I'm making up a litre, because my bottle is a 1 litre bottle, it's got the markings on the side down here. I'll put in 100 mils of the pouring medium and fill the rest up to the 1 litre mark with the Australian Flood Floetrol. That looks great. Onto this one. I was hoping that I had a few extra minutes to do this off camera, but sorry about that. I did manage to get the paints out and get them into the cups and back off the table so we had some space. So let's see how this is going. All right. Now this is the titanium white. Might be just as hard to see because it's so light. So for complete opposite reason. So just a little bit of water to add to that one. All right. As we are approaching the end of the week, happy Thursday. Does anybody have any plans for the weekend? Are you planning to build something, paint something, resin, anything? Alright, so this is now the turquoise, and these are the only 4 colours we're going to use, so we're nearly done with this. This looks like it's a little bit more fluid, just as the paint densities, because the silver and the titanium white were both ones that seemed a lot thicker than the phthalo blue. And also, now that I've mixed this, I'm thicker than the turquoise. It's not even... Okay. So just a tiny bit of water. All right. So because I've been moving around my studio and working on some other things at the same time and all that kind of stuff, I've actually found some boxes and things that have substrates and items that I was going to pour on, and it got lost in the kerfuffle. And so I'm refinding things. So these glasses have a little bit of curve to them. They're just from Kmart here in Australia. And you can see it's just got a little bit of a curve. And it did have a label on the bottom, so I've just taken that off. So I'll be sure to wipe that over as well. But I'm going to do an acrylic pour over this. And it could be used as a little, like a succulent. You could put a succulent in there with some little bit of dirt and some rocks. Or, you know, a container for your sticks, pens, anything like that. I wouldn't drink out of it after pouring over it. So that's why I say, like, why I've specified for other things. Okay, so this is Isopropyl Alcohol. It's 100% from Sydney Solvents. So I've just sprayed that off camera. Sorry, I didn't want to get any on here. So just with the paper towel, wipe it over. All nice and clean. And even though I have gloves on, because I touched it with my gloves on while it was still really dirty, I'm going to try to not touch it with my gloves, because I could have some grease and oils and dirt on my gloves. Then I would transfer that back to the outside of the glass. So if I hold that, put my cup in, then I can use the cup to support myself turning it and placing it on the box board. So just shift it around, see if it's full. Slide that back in the camera. Your weekend, you've got nothing planned. Might surprise yourself and do some exquisite pours. Sounds great, Jelly Bean. Go for it. All right, so these ones I want to do a dirty pour. So I'll grab another cup. Just double check them. That one has actually thickened up just while it sat there, so bit of a powerful squirt and mix that in. So I'm not using any silicone with this because I don't want it to create cells and then continue to drip. It does this weird thing. Sometimes it looks really effective, like droopy cells. Other times it just kind of like, oh, that's a shame, kind of feeling with that. All right, so a little bit of white in there. That's quite a bit actually. So much so, I'm going to roll the cup around and spread the white up the side of the cup. Here. So now, as I pour in the other colour, so phthalo blue, the turquoise, that white is slowly dripping back down the side, and I don't mind that, so silver, and then back to a bit of white, move it around a bit, the phthalo blue, So this is a dirty cup and from up high, hoping that the paints will drop in and mix a little bit with each other in the cup. Silver. Oh, that one did really well. One more round, because what we're focusing on is filling up the box board. So that is cut at an approximate 8-inch square with my pinking shears. Well, it's a rotary blade, so it's just like zoom across, because I've been sewing, as you may have seen if you're in my Facebook group. So I have a Facebook group if you would like to join. Just have a search bar, hop in the search bar for creating and sharing with Tracy, and yeah, it'll come up. There's just a couple of small questions to make sure I'm not getting any robots or anything. And yeah, so please answer both questions if you do send through a request to join, because that's what I've asked for, and it's just a group so that if you've created something and you'd like to share it, that'll be the best place for it. And I can share what I'm doing or any ideas that I've had with you guys. So I just thought it would be great to have a group for that. So, there we go. I do forget to mention it in many videos, so I just thought, oh, there we go. And I think we'll just drop, if there's enough in there to do so, which there isn't really. So I'm going to just stir that twice and cut through it at the side. That's going to look really pretty. I'm feeling it now. So just a little bit of housekeeping over to the side here. I'll wipe those off shortly. And let's see. All right. Move you back over and a little bit more centered. And there's our paint. All right. So we're going to do a swirl technique. So we're going to have start in the center. Well, I won't, because it'll fill the center anyway. So I'll do is like a circle, aiming for halfway to the edge, halfway between the center and the edge, and it'll work its way around and then out to the edge and then flow down the sides. So let me see if I can just get you in a little bit of a better view to watch that flow. How's that? I put you where I want you to be, but the arm moves you itself. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, internet just crashed. Oh, NBN, yeah. No problems. Hello, Yoli. Hello. I can't actually understand, but thank you and welcome. Okay. So here it is. Prepared the cup with the paints, no silicone, doing the swirl technique around that edge at the top. Just allowing it to flow over and drip down. It's creating such a beautiful pattern. Can you see that? Because it's doing that overlapping thing. It's kind of zigzaggy as I go around. So I don't want to interrupt that. I'd like that to stay. Stay zigzaggy. Something different for me. So slowing down now and deliberately creating some of that zigzag effect. Okay, I'm going to slowly lift my cup so that what's flowing out gets reduced to a drip. And I saved that drip on the cup. So, but how awesome is that? Look at that effect. Oops. We've got a lot on this side, so very heavy-handed when I come around this way, I must be. I'll just lift it up a little bit more. Try and push it back a bit. Yeah. One under there. So I'm just trying to prop it up a bit, not to lose too much off this side before we know that the other side is covered. I think we'll be okay with that. And also, just let it drip just a little bit more. Let's see if we can have, look at that side. That's awesome. Trying to be so steady, sorry. This side, not so awesome, and that's probably the backhanded side. I have found that the back end of the cup isn't as pretty as what the front side is. Have a look at the top while we're here. That's cool. All right. Sorry about that. This chair is crazy. Kerry, do you have to gesso or prep glass before pouring? Kerry, all I did with that, it was probably while you had your internet crash, was just spray it with some isopropyl alcohol to clean off any fingerprints, dirt, dust, warehouse, shipping, boxing, grease and grime. And then I poured straight over that. So I sprayed it and wiped it down with some paper towel and then tried not to touch the glass again. So what I did was to avoid touching the glass. This is the glass I wiped around the outside, the top, all around. And with the paper towel, I held that. And I was a bit concerned about doing that while I was gripping the paper towel. So instead, I grabbed the cup that I was holding it up with underneath, and then from that, put it in there, and then used that to turn it over. So I didn't touch that with even my gloved hands, because, you know, if you want to be really fussy about it or picky, even my gloved hands had some of that grease and grime on it. So, all right, I think that's dripped off quite a bit. Let's see if there's any other questions. Good morning, Candace. How are you? Twisted Art Lady, hello. You do not need to prep glass at all. No, that's right. Thank you for popping that in. What stops it dripping off? The paint just, it sticks to it. It holds on the glass, and it will continue dripping for a little while. But then it dries, and I've found it really hard to get off. And then you could seal it with resin or a varnish or a polyacrylic, or some, you know, any of those type of solid varnishes or resins. But I still don't advise that you drink out of it, even though it is a glass. I would use it as a pen holder, a popsicle stick holder. You could turn it into a little succulent thing. Even then I couldn't think of the word. But yeah. So everything you use as a canvas should be clean and dust hair free before you put art on it. Absolutely. Yep. Wipe it down, isopropyl alcohol, or prep it if you want to add another layer of gesso, if you don't feel like your canvas is very covered. Any of that. Thank you. Welcome. Painting on glass is fun, and it's pretty with little candles or LED lights inside. Absolutely. Thank you. See, in all my rambles, that is not something that I thought of in the quick minute. So thanks for popping that up there. We'll definitely be giving this a go. Awesome. And they're they're inexpensive as well. The glasses, if you do it like with glasses. I've done it with terracotta pots and what are those balls? Ceramic orbs, like garden orbs for decoration. I've done those as well. So just taking off some of the drips from underneath the edge. It will still drip for a little bit, so I'm not fussed if I bump the edge of the glass. But it looks like we're definitely going to have enough to, that should do it, to cover the box board, just to see what we can get out of it. So I'll move it over to the left here. As I take it off, I'll put it over there. So I'll shift this, try and grab the cup that's holding it underneath, lift straight up and over. There we go, that looks cool. Loving all these drips. Let's see what else. My future daughter-in-law had her first bottle of wine at my house. I dug that bottle out of the trash. Yes. Acrylic poured on it. Yes. And gave it back with LED lights inside. That is so awesome. I love that. Especially that it went back to her. That was brilliant. No. Okay. We'll come down just before we get things moving. Check these out. See that center slowly closing in? Check out all those drips. Ooh, that's fun. All right. Just going to hold the box board on the tray as I tilt. Just gentle movement right now, getting that center to close in. So rocking a little bit, there we go. Now I've got a pretty flower in the center. Okay. So I'm sort of attempting to stay in a little bit of a circular, maybe not so much now, shape. So see when we bring it back. What if we go straight off to this corner here? So the opposite corner that we just went to. All right, that's over. I just need to put that down because get a new grip. So bring it back into the center a little bit. You can see where the paint's moving is where the weight of the paint is. So we might just push that one down to this end first. It's going very slow. Almost there. And back in the opposite direction down to this gorgeous stripy corner. And Twisted Art Lady, yes, hi from Dallas, Texas. That is awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Okay, we're getting there. It's almost done. And this is going to be so pretty. The colors are gorgeous. I need to move my finger. There we go. I just want to drag some of those stunning lines off before I bring it back. Now just a little bit of bringing it back and then it'll be all set, which I think is about now. A little bit more this way. Candace, how do you figure out how much paint you used for this? I mixed, I didn't quite have a full cup. And I believe these cups are 220 mils. So here we go. Take that out now. pretty. Yeah. So when I mixed it, I might not have even used that much, because when I first put the paints into the cups, I think it was about 40 mils of the paints and maybe about 60 mils of the white. So 40, 40, 40, that's 180. So, and just work out, I think there is a formula somewhere, but I do, it comes from experience, knowing approximately in whichever size cup, if you have really small cups or if you have larger cups, you can kind of visualize, oh yep, that'll be enough to cover this one. But there is a formula somewhere. I think it's like, what is it? An ounce per 3 square inches, or maybe that's resin. I'll see if I can find it. Mostly it comes from experience. I know that if I mix up a cup, like so we had that up to here, that there'll be plenty. So okay. I just like to move it around a little bit. Okay. There we have it. So I'll give it a little bit of a torch. And I just torched lightly around that glass as well. So what else have we got happening in here? Absolutely. Got to support other artists. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. And Jelly Bean, too much paint is better than running out. Trial and error. That is true. It is always a little bit better to have some extra than to run short. I agree with that. So, yeah. Thank you. You're very welcome. So on that note, I'll bring you down, give you a close-up of what's happening with the glass right now. I'll give it a bit of a turn so you get a different view. That is awesome. But I'm going to take you out of the camera arm. So there will be, I will do my very best to not shake too much. Yeah. There we go. Push that up. Right. So this is what the glass looks like. If there's any more questions, please pop it in the comment box now, because after this we will be signing off. And sometimes with a bit of the lag, I missed a couple of comments or questions. So that looks awesome. So that was my doing the swirl technique. Over the top, it won't focus. That's terrible. There we go. And it was doing that little zigzaggy thing. Yeah. Really beautiful. Thank you. When in doubt, always make a little extra. Yeah, absolutely. You can always pour extra paint on something else. You keep 4x4 tiles. Yep. Yeah, keep them handy, absolutely. So there we go. Beautiful colours. We'll be trying this. Yeah, thank you. I really wanted to go with the blues. So that phthalo blue, turquoise, silver and white. Have a great rest of your week and have a great weekend. Thank you, Candace. You too. Sending those great positive wishes out to everybody. It's lovely. So there we go. All right. So thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Was the cup? Was the cup what, lovely? If you want to see more of this kind of poor mixed media girl does a lot of these too. I hope that's okay to say. Well, you've already said it now, so that's fine. Marcy, well, mixed media girl, has been a big inspiration for a lot of things. She has an amazing channel and does a lot of fluid art, resin and acrylic pouring. So there we go. That's that one. All right. So I'll just keep you here to try and avoid shaking. Check the comments. Was the cup layered or dirty pour? Kerry, this one was a dirty pour. That's okay, Twisted Heart Lady, don't worry. Like I said, she has been a big influence and she has certainly sparked some inspiration on some pours. And I can see I'm shaking, so with that, thank you so very much. Leanne, hello, lovely, thanks for the demo. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. So, fabulous. All right. Kerry, thank you. Very welcome. You guys are awesome and I appreciate you so much. Thanks for sticking it out with me, seeing how this goes. And I look forward to seeing you again over the weekend. I will have some uploads and may go live if I feel so inclined. But otherwise, I'll see you back here Sunday night. So at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So thank you so much. You're fabulous, just beautiful. Thank you, Candace. If you have to go anywhere, please take care. I'm so sorry. All right. From myself, always be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.